What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chop. End of 2023 recap. Gonna just kind of be chilling today, off of work. Thank goodness. Gonna be doing some cooking later, not doing too much. I got one of my favorite shirts on though. Threw this on, I haven't worn it in a while. Party animals. I love my little penguin over here cooking up on the grill. It's a whole vibe up in that shirt. But yep, so pretty easy New Year's Eve today. I hope whoever's got plans, I hope they go as planned. I hope everybody stays safe. Definitely have fun, but don't have too much fun and be getting into trouble. I'm excited to kind of do this just to kind of show off, what I have left of this year. To be honest, that's what kind of took me so long, was going through everything, setting everything up. I honestly don't know how these big resellers do these kind of things, and you'll see in a minute what I mean when they put all the shoes on top of the boxes and stuff. It took me like an hour just to do 20 pairs and some extras. So yeah, let's kind of just get right into it. I'm going to talk about some random things probably throughout the live, just kind of recap, not just the stuff I got shoe-wise, some of the extras, clothing, accessories, prints, some things like that. So it might drag on a little bit. Just hang in there if you are interested. I'm going to be talking about a lot of different stuff and kind of showing some different stuff from this year. So won't be just sneakers. And I know a lot of people have been going back and forth. There's been a big debate this year. I've seen, a lot of people kind of unhappy with the shoe industry or the sneaker industry or the way releases are being handled, or et cetera, et cetera. To be honest, I used to be one of those people when I first got into this that, I let it dwell on me. I let it eat me up. I, came at shops and stuff like this when I wasn't getting wins or whatever. And, I've learned that you got to be patient. You got to put work into it like anything else, like any other craft or any other hobby. Especially if you love it that much, don't let it eat you up. Enjoy what you have and appreciate what you have more. And then just get ready for the next one, dude. There's so many shoe releases that if you miss one, go harder on the next one. You'll catch the next one eventually. And that's the kind of the mindset I'm in, is that I hate selling shoes. There's a few pairs this year that I picked up for retail, and I honestly hated to sell them for above retail, especially to the people that I sold them to, because it's great people in this community that, I've been blessed to meet and work with and stuff like that. So I never want to feel like I'm charging someone, a resale price. But in my space, what I have to do is, unfortunately, sell a pair here and there to, keep the collection funded and keep going back into stuff that I really wanted from this year or missed out from past years or things like that. So that's the only reason I even still sell at all. And to be honest, I'm happy to hook people up here and there and work with price and things like that to help them get what they really want as well. So that's always part of it for me. I guess without further ado, go ahead, flip that around for the big reveal. This is 2023 in a nutshell for me. Now, at first glance, I know you might see some things that, that's not from this year, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to cover a couple of things that I was fortunate to pick up this year that have been on my chase list and things like that. So kind of just do a little pan real quick. Couple things too over there that I got signed this year that was really important to me, really, really, really important to me. Getting to finally meet a couple of these people that I've been trying to link up with and get some things signed. I'm going to kind of walk through everything just slowly at a time. I'm not going to go too in depth on everything, but I do kind of want to at least showcase everything. And then, like I said, I got a couple of clothes, things like that to show off, some boards and accessories. And then a couple of other, I'm going to say brands that I want to shout out, some smaller people that are definitely on their way up. Some accessories over there. We'll get into that in a minute. I guess I'll kind of just start at the front. Not too sure how to really do this, but I'm just going to kind of go into everything, like I said, just for a second and show it off. And now this is everything I have left. Like I said, I did have to sell some things throughout the year that is unfortunate, that I wish I still held on to. Balvin 3s, beautiful shoe, beautiful, beautiful shoe. Amazing shoe. I'm in year 5s. Another crazy one. So Balvin 3s, I'm in year 5s. GG, Kobe Protro 4s. That was a pretty shoe. The main reason I sold that one, honestly, is because of the all white. I'm not going to really wear a white shoe that much. And plus, I'm not huge on the GG collabs. They just focus a little more on her, and I kind of just like the original Kobe designs, or like some of the newer ones. Like I did pick up the Reverse Grinch. But silhouettes and styles that are iconic to Kobe when he was still around. I'm not huge on the newer ones. But all respect for, Vanessa Bryant and Gigi and the entire Bryant family for, sticking with Nike, doing work with them, working on that contract, and getting, more Kobe's out there for the world, because that's just such a popular shoe, and it's just such an amazing shoe to keep from the world. And I'm happy that they're increasing the production numbers. I know a lot of people are still frustrated how hard they are to get, but I mean, it's a Kobe shoe at the end of the day. It's going to be hard to get. And like a lot of people have said, if they make them so much to where they sit on the shelf, then you're robbing that model of its specialness. So not everything is meant to sit on a shelf. So, and speaking of that, because I have it on the way, don't have them here yet, Fear 3s sat on the shelf, and that was a good shelf sitter. That was a pair that, came back. It was a retro. People that may have seen it from years ago that don't want to pay $400 or $500 for a pair, able to get them now at retail $210, or like I did the other day, I waited because I knew they were going to go on sale. This isn't a huge shoe right now, and end of the year, people are definitely looking to get rid of inventory. So I picked mine up for about $160. So awesome stuff, dude. Love the Fear 3s. That was a pair, great example, sat on the shelf, but it's still something that is recognizable. To me, it's still hype. It's not just some random, thrown together colors. So happy to pick those up. Great shelf sitter. If you wanted to walk into a store and find something and grab off the shelf, this was a good year for that. You don't want everything to sit on the shelf, but you want to be able to walk into a Foot Locker, Finish Line, JD Sports, and find stuff off the shelf that you want to just casually wear or gift to someone that's, not going to be some $300 resale shoe that you got to kill yourself to try to get. So I don't know, man. I think great year for sneakers. A lot of changes. I think you got to bend with the change, go with the waves. So I don't know. To me, great year. Phenomenal year. The work, I think, was crazy. I think we saw a lot of different stuff. I think people are just too attuned to what they're used to. And they want, I want a Chicago Jordan 1 every year. Or I want, a Fire Retro 6 every year, and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But you got to go with what they give you. And if you are a sneakerhead, you will appreciate what's coming out. I mean, there's some cool stuff still happening. And there's still cool brands doing a lot of work. So let's get back into it. All right, I'm going to start off real quick with this is not a JPEG, the Tonnage Air Force One by Nike's Dot Swoosh project. This is a digital platform that Nike created, I want to say last year. It's been all digital at this point. They had some Air Force One posters that you could find, and you take pictures of them, and then you get digital versions, and then it helps unlock stuff for you in the future, opportunity to purchase certain things. And this was part of kind of that lineage. So this all started the Air Force One box earlier this year. You could buy a digital box, and it would reveal a randomly designed digital Air Force One. If you purchased any of those boxes and opened them to reveal your design, you were granted exclusive access on Nike sneakers to purchase this shoe. Cool little design. I like the blues with the white and the black. The icy sole, always a hit. And yeah, just their first physical, real-world, in-life project that, was available for purchase. Huge shout-out to Bryce Wong from Nike, part of the SB division. He actually is going to be leaving the SB division, I believe, and going to somewhere else next year. If I had to bet, it would be more heavily into the Dot Swoosh project. And so yeah, big shout out to Bryce. He's worked on a lot of this stuff, SB-wise, that you see, and tons more. So go check out his page. I believe it's going to be 3 B's, BB, and then Bryce. So the third B is the name. So BB Bryce Wong. Go check out his page, please. Awesome guy. One of my personal favorite pickups this year, top 3 SBs for me in my personal life, the Fly Streetwear, the Gardenia. Shout out to Jeff over in, I believe they're Hong Kong based. Fly Streetwear. Beautiful shoe, represents the stories of him growing up skating in the streets, vendors selling pretty flowers on corners to use as fragrance because of the expensive prices of perfumes and colognes and things like that back when he was younger. So I think just a really pretty shoe overall. Colors are really great spring shoe. Different use of materials, kind of like with the leather on the tongue. Really liked this one. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the only pair I paid resale for this year. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive because I had to have them. And I only paid like $220. So I'm happy with that. Got a little U-size Power Puff dunk. I was fortunate to hit on an adult and a youth size. We got the green in the kids, pink in the adult. I wanted to wait and do a live unboxing for those and reveal what colors I got, but I got way too excited on the day of, and I wanted to see what colors I got. So I think this was a really fun collab this year. Definitely had a lot of people on their toes. A lot of people wanted to talk trash, and then come release, everybody wants them. So cool shoe. Definitely had some fun with it. These are actually 3M reflective too. Those kind of panels, those darker panels underneath, those reflect all kind of vibrant color when you hit them with the light. Insoles are really fun. Probably one of the coolest parts of the shoe. Each pair, each color, green, blue, and pink, had a different insole design. They each have the name of the girl that it represents. Buttercup for the green, Blossom for the pink, and Bubbles for the blue. The eyes were the only thing on these that I thought was a little crazy. Kind of made them a little too much here and there if you didn't want to have that much pop in your fit. But I don't know. I mean, to me, they're meant to stand out. I think this was kind of a collab for the girls. I mean, I, as a boy, grew up watching this show just because I thought it was cool. Another thing about these is that each pair had a different design for the upper material. So on the pink here, you can kind of see it's got that wavy texture. Those freaking ads over there from my music. And then you got on the green, it's almost like a satin. To me, it's like just like a satin kind of even textured color, but it's nice and shiny. And then on the Buttercup, it's kind of, I've heard it's like a snake texture, but it's not snake skin. It's almost just like a pebbled, more of a texture. So a little bit different from each of these. All 3 were completely different as far as, like I said, the upper kind of design material that they used. And then on the pink one, actually, this was the only one that did this. You had the little heart that they added on top, which I thought was kind of a cool feature. I like the pink a lot. I think the green was my favorite going in, but now that I have the adult pink, I think that one is my favorite. Just because it's the most itself. But yeah, I think it was a cool collab, man. I think a lot of people think that Nike SB's just wasting their time and doing crazy stuff, but I mean, they got to throw some crazy stuff out there. They want to keep the reach for their clientele. You know, you want to hit different markets and things like that. That's just business strategy 101. So, I mean, they're going to keep doing different stuff like that, I think, to keep tying in different crowds, get newer people into the SBs and all stuff like that. And then speaking of crazy ones, the Halloween design this year, the candy corn. Really crazy shoe. Really, really crazy shoe. Some people thought this was cutaway because it's got like a suede layer and a leather layer. And it's not technically cutaway, but somebody, I'd have to find the account. Somebody actually made like a pumpkin, like the angry face. They cut out the leather. What's up, Duncan Disorderly? Speaking of the legends themselves. The legends themselves in the group. But yeah, somebody took that, they cut that leather, they kind of made like a pumpkin face, like with the eyes and the mouth, and it looked really sick. It looked really sick, so, but definitely customed, not meant to be cut away. Coolest part to me on these was the bite, the teeth marks. I just thought that was so sick. Those little details are the things that make me cheese out over shoes. So like things like that, I mean, I think that's a great design. I mean, yes, everybody's not going to like that. That's fine. But I think for the people that did like it, I mean, that's just such a cool, unique shoe. No companies are doing stuff like that. I mean, I work for Clark's. I work next door to an Adidas. You know, I see a lot of different shoes and footwear and stuff like that all day, every day. And there's not a lot of companies doing stuff like this, dude. I mean, that's where Nike, I think, still sets themselves apart from these other brands, is just the willingness to risk and do stuff and knowing that it's probably going to hit no matter what. Beautiful pair from this year. I kind of consider it a GR, even though orange labels have become a semi-quick strike item. They're definitely hard to get. But the fact that Nike is restocking shops with these kind of pairs now is beautiful. That's the kind of stuff we need. So this is the Court Purple in-store only, orange label, support your local. Beautiful, beautiful suede, purple, great gonna be for spring. Gonna throw this on with some stuff. But yeah, really pretty just overall shoe. And like I said, I mean, the fact that Nike's going to be restocking stores with orange label stuff and then like the GR black, white dunks, that's the kind of stuff that we need to just keep the stuff flowing, man. You know, don't make it so exclusive. Some stuff isn't meant to be exclusive. All right, I'm going to keep working down the SB line. Real quick, got the Uto shirt. I guess we'll talk about the Utos next. So Utos had some shirt colors come out. They had some hoodie colors come out. Where they at? The Uto, that beautiful logo on the side, feather logo. I believe he designed this. He designed this with Vandy the Pink and somebody else, or I could be getting. God, who was it? I'm getting really mad now. Maybe it wasn't Vandy the Pink. It was Verdi. Verdi, who it was. That's who it was. He designed this with Verdi and someone else, and you know that's what he came up with. That's his new little feather logo down there on the shirt as well. A little hard to see through the plastic. Beautiful cherry blossom design on the inside, representing the pass that he skates in Tokyo and other areas filled with the blossoms on the walkways. This was another controversial one. I think, okay, that's how that goes. With the shape, that was the thing a lot of people kind of bugged about. As you can see, I mean, a lot of these other SBs, how much thicker they are. This was a very narrow design, yet it still has the extra padding. So I heard a lot of fitness issues with these, or fit issues. Some people saying they're a little too narrow, a little too tight. And then there was a little stir about the quality on the leather. I haven't really worn mine. Well, I haven't worn mine. So I've heard people say they crease up a lot. I've heard some people say it's not that bad. Maybe it just depends on the pair, because Nike has been very inconsistent with their quality. I like the design. That's the thing I like the most. I like the colors. I think those grays with the browns and the pink work really, really good. So I think it was a good design. Fit might have been off for some people, which kind of ruins the release. But once again, your foot's not going to fit everything. So don't sweat it. And since I wanted to throw the Utos at the Run the Jewels, I guess I'll do those next. Once again, I think really cool, fun work from Nike this year. 420 released actually the dual set, low top, high top, in honor of Run the Jewels, music group, artist, rap duo, whatever you want to call them. It's 2 members. I honestly don't know their names. But they did a low top and a high top, one for each. You got the little album. This is one of their album covers with the gun hand and the fist hand. So they threw that on there as Dewberries. Really cool design. Great idea. I like the low tops a lot just because they give me a really strong like Miami vibe with the bright blue and the pink. And then the gold hit on the back. This is definitely something, if I was, going to go down to South Beach or something, I'd be throwing these on. 100%. The pony hair, yup. And that was the thing about the highs, man. I noticed that as I was taking them out again today, the quality on the high tops was crazy. The pony hair. The swoosh is like this crazy, like, diamondy, like, textured, you know, whatever. The tumbled leather, really nice tumbled leather on there. These just feel really solid. Like, this high top feels solid. Feels like something you'd pay at least twice for, or double for. So, really cool set, really cool 420 set. Pretty colors, very vibrant, very fun. Talked about the Utos. Gonna get into the Supremes next. This was one, I tell you, I talked a little shit. I'm not gonna cap. I talked a little shit. I said they didn't look that great. And then I got them in person. I actually hit on the Supreme drop on their website. So super grateful. And when I got these in hand, I tell you, I was blown away. Blown away. The suede is butter. I mean, mine are a little worn. They need to clean them up a little bit. But the suede is butter. This canvas material they used, crazy. Super crazy. It makes them a little tight, makes them a little stiff. So maybe go up a half size. But I mean, when I wear my true size, after a little bit, they feel fine. But the colors in person are so much better than a lot of the stock photos. They're so much prettier. And like I said, the material, the canvas, crazy. So shout out to Supreme. Shout out to the late Ramel Z. Much respect for your work. I really enjoyed reading up about you as a person and the work you've done in your career. That's kind of where I've, really gotten in love with doing those posts with all the information and the caption and stuff, is getting able to research things on my own, learn about the artist, learn about the collaborator. That's the stuff that means a lot to me. So, where to next? I guess we're going to jump into the tight booth. What's up, my boy Yamil in the chat? Shout out to Rossi. What's good, boss? Tight booth. So this was another one, a lot of love, hate. Some people thought they were really cool. Some people just passed on them. And I can definitely see it. It's not a design for everyone. But I was really crazy about these, especially from when I first started seeing people post early pairs. If you don't follow Casa_Souls, go do that. Go do that on Instagram. Casa, CASA _SOLES. That man right there, he's going to get you the best looks at the early pairs that you can get. He already had the, I'm going to butcher the name, the Rainessa dunk coming out next year. And there's another, they call it the Great Outdoors, the Outdoors pair that he got early. He posted both of those up. He had tight boots probably 3 or 4 months early. So I remember the first time he posted these, I was like, oh, wow, that's sick. I really fell in love with these and wanted to pick them up for retail. The swoosh is reflective, and then the material on the tongue is also reflective. So these look really fire at night, hitting the streets at night, trying to hit some late sessions. I did not get the mystery SB in yet. I'm waiting for the shipping email from Blue Tile. Big shout out to Blue Tile. Gonna talk about them a little bit later. But yeah, I am still waiting on the mystery box. Cannot wait to see what's up in there. So I've kind of done all the SBs except for this. The shoe of the year. The sneaker of the year. According to Complex, according to a lot of people. I don't know. I still don't see it. I could give it, I could give it top 10. I don't even know if I could give it top 5 for me personally. And that's sad because I love 4s. It's just this white and green with the light gray suede. The design, the color overall just was eh. The fact that it's a SB makes it cool. Whenever you get to see that cross branding like that. And then the design, the actual, not design of the colorway, but the design of the physical model, they've changed and restructured a lot. And it's been announced that going forward, this is going to be the new standard for building Jordan 4s. Essentially what they did is I don't know if they're going to do the rubber. So this little back tab right here is rubber instead of being like that thicker material that they normally use. The wings are a rubber material, and that's supposed to help with durability when skating. Another design change is that there's normally an air bubble in the bottom of the toe area up in the shoe. That has been removed to give you a lower sit in the shoe. That way your foot sits tighter to the bottom of the shoe itself. And there might be a little change in the padding and stuff. I'm not 100% sure on all the things that they did, but there's definitely some physical changes as far as the shoe is made. And a lot of that led to extremely more comfortable wear for the 4 model. So, like I said, going forward, their goal is to now structure every Jordan 4 with that makeup so that they're going to be more comfortable and things like that. But as far as the color, I just wasn't too crazy on such a breakout, Jordan 4, Nike SB. To do that was kind of just, all right, whatever. So, not too crazy on them. Cool shoe, great innovation. Go Nike for what you're doing. Like I said, maybe top 10 for me this year. I just don't see it as the sneaker of the year. Although that's always going to be hard to crown number 1 for everybody because it's personal. Next up, I'm going to get into a Home Shop collab. Huge shout out to Sneaker Politics, Derek Curry, owner, Blaine McGowan, head of design. Blaine, you have so many titles sometimes, I don't even know. You the man. And then my boy Fletcher, outrunning BR, another huge part of the Politics system. Shout out to Stu, shout out to Gus, always killing it with the photos. Y'all just as a team, every single person involved with Politics, huge shout out to y'all. So much love, so much appreciation for everything y'all do. I love when y'all get the opportunity to do these collabs because y'all always just kill it. It's always just something beautiful. And I'm always happy to pick up the home collabs. I picked up a couple pair of these for sure. And so what this is real quick, this is the Consortium Cup Samba. If you haven't seen them on my page already, a contest that Adidas ran earlier this year between 16 shops across the world. And people got to vote on their favorite designs each round, with the winner of each round being produced. And this was the winner of the round of 16 for Sneaker Politics on the Adidas Samba. Is it a Samba? Yeah, it's a Samba. I'm tripping because I'm looking at these gazelles double thinking. So this is a Samba, and the Samba is actually, technically, I forget which association nominated or crowned it, whatever. The Samba is the sneaker model of the year. It might not be the number 1 sneaker itself, but the Samba was crowned the sneaker of the year. So huge shout out to Politics, getting to do their design on the Samba and then getting that win in the round of 16. Unfortunately, they didn't win any more past that, but they had some really cool designs for the other 2 pairs. I wish they would have got made, but it is what it is. But yeah, huge shout out to Sneaker Politics on that Adidas Consortium Cup Samba. Hope y'all keep killing it. Can't wait to see what the future holds. Keep it on the Adidas train. The Gazelle by Sean Wotherspoon. My first Sean Wotherspoon pickup. Really fun design on these. Very summer, very spring maybe. Very surf, like going out to the beach or going out to the boardwalk. Gonna throw on something funky. These just look like an art piece to me. They look like just something that somebody would abstract paint. Really cool pair. Happy to pick those up. He did a second version. Wasn't too crazy about them. Those released, I think, about a month ago or so now. So go check out Sean's work with Adidas. Definitely doing some cool, fun, and funky stuff. Now that he's not with Nike, everybody knows him for his Air Max design. But he's still out here. He's still doing cool stuff. So go peep out some of his Adidas work if you haven't. Couple more shirts real quick. This one's going to go with something later. This one I guess I'll talk about. That's the Kobe shirt that released the other day on Sneakers. Can't really see much. Nice and boring. Got the little Kobe Elite logo right there. So go check that one out online if you haven't. Happy to pick that one up. It went with the Gift of Mamba, the black pair that came out the other day. I wasn't able to pick those up, but that's on my list for sure now. Speaking of Kobe's, we all know what this one is. I somehow got blessed with, exclusive access, early access through the sneakers app. I was just sitting there one morning playing on my phone, popped up, I clicked it within, seconds, and thankfully was able to snag them. So super, super blessed. This is a top 5 pickup for me this year. Definitely a top 5 pickup. I've always admired the Grinch collaboration or Grinch, design colorway model. And, 2010, that pair was getting way too expensive. They retroed it in 2020. Wasn't able to pick them up. So I'm super happy I was able to get the reverse Grinches for retail. Unbelievable pickup to me. Something that I'll probably never let go of and treasure forever. And this is actually the first Kobe model I have picked up that is genuinely just a Kobe model. The GG4s that I had mentioned earlier was the first Kobe I've ever picked up for retail. But since it was a GG, inspired or GG dedicated pair, I don't count it too much. Whereas with this, it's just a true Kobe model with just, dropping everything today, with just inverted colors and things like that. So really beautiful, really beautiful. The box is crazy. Love the snake print on the box. Super grateful for those. Another Home Shop collab. This was a killer, man. This was just beautiful. Listen to them knees. So shout out to Ruckus 103, Ruckus Lafayette, Ruckus Baton Rouge. Them boys. Them dirty boys. Them grimy boys. I love y'all, man. Y'all continue to kill it always. Not just as a shop, not just as people, but this collab was insane. And the work y'all put into the box and the packaging. Definitely go check out my live on this one. Got some cool shots up too, showing off the clothing. Got some stickers. You got a candle, ritual candle in there. You got the bag with the extra laces. That's like a burlap bag. You got the voodoo doll. He needs some fluff on his hair. He looks like, I don't even know what he looks like. He looks kind of like, what's his called? Doc from Back to the Future. But yeah, really cool shoe. The voodoo doll, New Balance numeric 440. So talking about a model that you don't see a lot of hype around or behind, and Ruckus just out here doing their thing. I would dare to say, just between myself and a few other people posting this pair around and other people seeing them, this would have done big on a wider release. Now, I totally understand making it a local release only. You never know how it's going to splash, but these really, really, really took off. And I'm telling you, it's because of the people at Ruckus. Shout out to Jay, shout out to Ronnie, shout out to Mark, shout out to Devin, everybody, man, all of y'all just continue to kill it no matter who's involved, no matter what y'all do. Y'all put so much work and dedication into this stuff. And this special packaging with all the extras. And then this is the box lid over here. It's just crazy, man. The detail, and this is the stuff that I live for. This is the stuff that makes me a sneakerhead. When you put all this together, not just a shoe and a normal numeric, New Balance box. You got this special box, the packaging with the extras, the clothing that came with it, all that kind of fun stuff. So they did their thing. Huge shout out to Ruckus. This is definitely a personal top 10 for me this year. Probably a top 5 at least. And then as far as a release as a whole, I'd probably put it, number 1, if not top 3. So when I say release of the year, I'm talking about everything together, not just we put a shoe out, here's a shoe, with a normal box. No, that kind of stuff. That's the release of the year right there kind of stuff. All right, down to 2 already. It's been quick. Now, I waited last to do these because this is one of my personal favorite brands outside of a sneaker brand. And they just did so much work this year. So much work as a brand. It's unbelievable. I would love to meet the people. I mean, obviously, huge shout out to Edison Chen, the mastermind behind Clot, one of the masterminds behind Clot, the brand. But I'd love to meet the design team and more people on this team because this stuff is incredible. They had their last year working with Nike this year. They will now be partnered with Adidas, doing some cooler stuff next year with them. So huge shout out to Clot, huge shout out to Edison. Can't wait to see what y'all have coming in the future. But for now, I'm going to showcase a couple of my favorite pickups this year from Clot Nike. So I'm going to start off with this. I mean, I just laugh when I look at this shoe in a good way, because to me, this shoe is not talked about enough this year, man. Crazy. I mean, so we'll start off. This is a Nike Cortez, or supposed to be a Nike Cortez. Now, the Nike Cortez is one of the most iconic models in Nike's lineage, especially with the, you know, feature in Forrest Gump, things like that. It's just a huge classic shoe, huge West Coast shoe, California, you know, definitely in the streets, definitely in the, you know, neighborhoods and stuff back in the day. The Cortez was the shoe, man. So to me, that the fact that this wasn't talked about as much as it was kind of bums me out. Clot completely redesigned this shoe. They made it to where it is now a 3-piece functioning multi-purpose shoe. So you can wear it as, you know, as it's seen, like this. This yellow part will actually come out. You can tell it's got like a sleeve on it. So this yellow part comes out. You can wear that as like a traditional martial arts shoe, or as like an indoor shoe if you don't want to, you know, get dirt all over your floor. And then on the inside of the box, there are little slips that you put into the black part by itself when that's removed, to make it like just an actual slipper, like a whole actual slipper. So the fact that they did this collab with, you know, such an iconic shoe, the Cortez, they redesigned the structure of the shoe completely to where it's 3 pieces now, and you can wear it in 3 different ways. To me, that's just like ingenuity at the craziness. The fact that you can take the shoe apart, put other parts in it, wear it 3 different ways, I don't know. To me, it just wasn't talked about enough. Now, I get it's not, you know, Clot is not the most hype on Nike's collabs right now. The Cortez isn't the hottest shoe by Nike, but it's just the fact of the combination to me is what makes this so special and so crazy. And they actually did these in 3 different colorways. They did an all black and white, so like a white upper with the black, and then they did this black and yellow. This is obviously a Bruce Lee tribute. And then they did a red, white, and blue, which is the color that Forrest Gump wore in the movie. So they did a colorway iconic to that, or in tribute of that. But yeah, really cool stuff by Nike Clot. Love it. All right, last but not least, especially not least, I waited to do these last specifically. This to me right here, once again, not a highly talked about pair. I think the exclusiveness of these kind of killed them in not a great way, because they were just so hard to get. They were so hard to find. Not that it's like some $2,000 shoe or anything, but these were just really hard to get. They were limited. These were my shoe of the year. This is the pair that I wanted the most this year. I didn't want to pay over retail. So huge, huge, huge shout out to the person that looked out for me, that helped me out with these. If you see this video, you'll know who you are. I'm just going to say that. Just a beautiful shoe to me, with that white silk, that black leather line. And this is a cutaway shoe. So underneath this white silk, you have white leather, and you actually have the brand logos. It's a little hard to see right there. But this is the Clot Fragment Dunk Low. Beautiful. And I mean, how many times do you get a 3-way collab on something like this? You got Clot, Fragment, Nike. I mean, I know we've had Fragment, Travis Scott, and Nike and all that, but I mean, to me, Clot, Fragment, Nike, I mean, you're talking about 3 legends that all tie together. Clot, Edison always attributing a lot of his inspiration and a lot of his help from, you know, Fragment and things like that. So he was very, you know, inspired growing up and building his brand through Fragment. So I love that they worked together on this. Really crazy pair for me. I love them with the blue laces. This was my favorite sneaker of the year. This was my favorite pickup. Like I said, just because I was the most excited for this specifically. And then the fact that someone helped me out, looked out for me, was able to help me get them for retail. That's just love, man. I couldn't ask for anything better this year than to be able to have picked these up for retail. That was what I was the most excited about out of all this. And I mean, yeah, it wasn't a shoe that was high on people's radar, but sometimes the sneaker of the year for you can be like that. And then I waited last for this. This was the shirt that they did with it, clot fragment, and then it's got a design on the back, but it's folded up, so. But yeah, that was the sneaker walkthrough, man. That was all the shoes that I got left from this year. You know, obviously a little SB heavy. That's what I pretty much rock the most. And I was even thinking about that recently. I'm like, why do I rock SBs the most? I think the main reason is that, A, they're comfortable to me to wear all day long. And B, I like the fact that when I pick them up, I can wear them out the box. Like, I don't lace them up like so on the flies. I mean, I just factory knot, throw it to the front, slide them in. And then like never tie them. Same with the Supremes, things like that. I just throw the laces to the front and slide them right in. I like when I don't have to tie my stuff up. I'm lazy. Beautiful stuff, man. I enjoy what I do so much with sneakers. All right, I'm going to get into a couple of other little things real quick. Well, actually, that's true. I got a couple of sneakers over here. I guess we'll go in order. So shout out to Get Paired, a brand that's kind of popped off this year. UK-based company. So shout out to all the boys across the pond, all the ladies across the pond, whoever's involved with Get Paired, doing a lot of really cool, fun work. So go check them out if you haven't. Their Instagram is just going to be at GETPAIRED, Get Paired. So cool stuff by them. A lot of really fun and relevant designs for, the SBs and stuff coming out lately. So go check them out. Kind of pick some stuff up. All right, here's one. So like I had said earlier, this year was a year I got a couple of autographs that meant a lot to me. Some people I've been kind of hoping to track down. This right here is going to be, I don't remember the model name exactly. It's an Adidas. I want to say I honestly don't know. And I'm not going to butcher it. I wanted to say the ZX whatever, but I don't think this is that. I don't remember what model this is. But this is a part of the Dragon Ball Z Adidas collaboration that came out a couple years ago. I want to say there was about 6 or 7 pairs, each representing a different character. And what this is going to be is the Vegeta Adidas. Got one pair that says over, and on the other shoe it says 9,000, which is one of his most quotable and most known lines from the early days of Dragon Ball. And the signature on the side is by none other than Mr. Chris Sabat. Huge shout out to you, Mr. Sabat. This was such a pleasure to get to meet you. I met him at Fan Expo Denver this past year. I want to say it was in June or July. And I've had these sitting in my closet for a couple of years when I was supposed to go to an event back during COVID and I couldn't go. So I had bought these to get autographed, never went to the event, and I've had them in my closet. And finally I saw he was coming this year to the Fan Expo in Denver. I had to meet him, had to get him signed. Super awesome guy, Chris. Dude, I cannot thank you enough for the signature. I cannot thank you enough for the conversation. Signed the box as well. Chris is a sneakerhead. He had on some Travis's at the event, so I definitely started talking up to him with some sneakers. Got his info, man. I'm getting chills right now talking about it. That was definitely top 3 moments for me this year. Talking to Chris Sabat for, an extended period of time was just a blessing. That was so cool. And then another top 3 moment right next to it. I mean, gosh, I've posted these enough. If you haven't seen them, the man himself, the legend,
Mr. Todd Bratchard. Got to meet Todd earlier this year at a 303 Boards event out here in Denver for the release of some shop clothing and some prints and things like that. Todd came out. Super cool guy, man. I can't thank you enough, Todd. Once again, just like Chris, I mean, dude, you meet these people and you don't realize how kind they are. You don't realize how just down to earth some of these people are. Chris and Todd were just huge examples of that. I mean, getting to talk to him for a little while, getting to, get the signature on the shoes. And especially when he did this, I was mind blown. Just something so unique, something so one of one. Got him on both shoes, got the signature on the box. So yeah, once again, just huge shout out to Todd. You're an awesome dude. It was such a pleasure to meet you. Love your work. Hopefully I'll be able to get some more of your work in the future. I'm really after those skunks. I'd love to get those reverse skunks one day too. That's probably my big three, this and then the 2 skunks from him. Also with the White Widow, he's gonna, got White Widows, you've got Send Helps, you've got all kinds of stuff by Todd. So just a legend in the Nike world, how long he's been working with them and some of the things that have come from him. Getting to meet him, absolutely mind-blowing. Like, just crazy experience. Blessed that he signed my stuff. And then same with Chris, man. I mean, just meeting awesome guys this year, meeting awesome people, really appreciative of their work, and then the fact that I was able to get them signed. So really cool stuff for me. All right, so I'm going to get into some other little accessories. Another little person or another little brand, not little person. He's doing big things in this world, man. Shout out to T-Rhine. T-Rhine Designs. Also, let's see, I'm going to try to think of his. It's at TRHINE Designs. I don't think it's it might be T-Rhine's Designs, but it's all just straight together. So if you are looking to find him on Instagram, definitely do that. I thought it was on the back. But he's doing all kinds of cool stuff, guys. So all this stuff you see right here is 3D printed. This is all 3D printed items that he made as Dubrays for popular releases this year. So we have a case for the Powerpuff Girls that has the little chemical vials on the inside that you see in the intro video of the show when he breaks the little vials. There's 2 of the little vials in there that you can put onto the laces. He did one for Halloween for the Sweet Tooth. You got the little candy bucket with the teeth. For the Haritos, we had a little carrier with the bottle caps that go on the shoes. So like I'm saying, everything goes on the shoes. So you slide those through the laces and they go on the ends. But yeah, I mean, or not on the ends, like they go like we're right here. And then for the Supremes, we had a spray paint cans with the actual crate. So, I mean, just really innovative, genius stuff, man. This dude, T-Rhine, is out here killing it. I would venture to say that, I mean, I know he's got other things going on in life. This isn't like his only business or anything. But if this guy fully dedicated to it, he could definitely, make out a business of that. So, this was something cool. One of my coworkers gave me for Christmas. Little lobster mug cup. Just wanted to show that off and thank them again, because it's little things like this that, being a sneakerhead, it's not that it has to be something expensive or crazy. It's just those little things that when people think of you and your hobby or your passion that you're just grateful for. I know we all know that Pokemon Santa Cruz collab from earlier this year had the world going crazy for them decks. It was a blind bag release, so you didn't know what style or what Pokemon you were going to get on the deck. So really fun, really cool. Wish those wouldn't have been so crazy just because it was really hard to get them. And then if you couldn't get them at retail, they were really expensive. I know they were selling for like $300-$400 sealed, and they were only like $80 retail. So really crazy collab. They did a lot of apparel and stuff like that for it. And then I was lucky enough, I worked next door to Azumi's that carried all the stuff. So they had this sign in their window and I was able to buy it from him. So I thought that was really cool to have like an actual promo, like cardboard sign from the store, and it's huge. I mean, it's pretty big. So just another cool little pickup from this year that, you know, I have on display. The Jarritos drink bottle set, another huge thing this year. You know, the Jarritos collab with Nike SB. They did the drinks. They have these 4. They have a Mexican cola box that has a dragon on it. They had a very limited edition skateboard that's just all white with, you know, the Nike. It's just got the Jarritos SB logo on it. They did some clothing, all kind of different stuff. This was definitely at the moment in time, the release happening of the year for sure. I think a lot of people, you know, built into the hype and then just let it go right after the release. So this one did kind of fade. Prices didn't fade, that's for sure. The dunks and the drinks are all still really expensive. I need to get the dunks still, but I'm just appreciative to have picked up the drink set for a pretty good price. Shout out to Covert on Instagram, COVRT. Awesome guy, always got some really cool, exclusive, limited stuff. So, yeah, happy to pick up the drink set. Really cool. Love that it's got all the branding on it. Hopefully going to get the Mexican cola box soon, and then get the dunk soon as well. They just held a high price that I'm not comfortable paying. We got some decks. So we said earlier the 420, you had 420 shoes this year were actually the Run the Jewels, the pink and the blue pair. Nothing too smoker related, I'd say, you know, because you Run the Jewels, it's a music group. But, you know, we still had a ton of stuff pumped out by other brands, or, you know, a couple of brands per se. So you had Todd, you know, with the strawberries and the skunks and all that. Very close partnered with Strange Love Skateboards. Right there. Shout out to Sean Cliver, who runs Strange Love. Him and Todd have always had a good relationship and friendship, so they always work together a lot on things. And this year for 420, they basically just blew it out of the water, man. They did clothing, they did boards, they did, you know, accessories, they did prints. I'll show off some of the prints in a minute. So they just did all kind of stuff this year for the 420 release. I was really fortunate to pick up a lot of it, or pretty much all of it for retail. So, you know, I had a lot of shops out here that had stock and were showing love, or I was just able to hit on Strange Love's website for certain ones. But we have both the skunks that came out this year. You had this one is new, the Princess 2 version. And then this was actually a remake. So they ran some more of these this year. This board came out probably 2 or 3 years ago, and they decided to rerun them for this year. So I'm glad I was able to pick one of those up to get both of the princess designs. Got both of the skunks. And they did a lot of other boards. They did one where it's, you know, they have the apple and it's like a witch hand. She's holding the apple like in the movie. What's good, Trav? Thanks for stopping in, boss. Happy New Year, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you for the love, man. This is just me doing what I love, man. Definitely blessed. Like I had said earlier in the live, I think the Fly streetwears are the only thing I paid above retail for. So, I mean, yeah, the fact that literally all the rest of this was retail is just, I'm blessed, man. That's why I said earlier, I don't know why people are complaining so much this year. You just got to put in more work or just chase what you love, man. Don't beat yourself up over the stuff that you can't get. So, yeah, they did all those boards. They did shirts. I can show off the shirts in a minute. And then, like I said earlier, some of this stuff, I know y'all see it hasn't, they obviously didn't come out this year. But these were 3 pairs that I was really excited for this year. Teal box era. So you have the regular version, teal box. And then this was the quick strike version. I don't remember exactly what years the teal box was from, but this was when I first got into SBs. So the teal box era always had some kind of standouts to me that I was after. And I was able to pick a few of them up this year. So just real quick, you have the Cement Road. Really cool pair. the legendary Black Sheep Skate Shop paid in full, the Gucci design, a controversial unreleased, partially released, partially unreleased shoe. Really wanted to pick those up. And then the Snake Eyes. So yeah, just a few kind of random pairs I picked up this year that I was really grateful for to check off the list. Like I said, especially from the teal box era, there's a lot of hidden gems in that box era that I really love and appreciate, and I wanted to go back and grab. So keep up with your resellers, man. You never know when you're going to get a good deal. I'm trying to think who I got all these from. Definitely got one from Casa, I'm pretty sure. Definitely got one from the SB Stockroom. So drop him a follow. Always got good stuff. It's just going to be all one word together. The SB Stockroom. Always got the old schools and gems hidden in there. Most of them will be lightly used and stuff, but I mean, hey, that's how you get great personal pairs. Like with these. Still got some stars left, but I mean, yeah, it's a worn pair. Drag's not too bad, but it's got life. It's tons of life, you know? So follow him. Check out his page if you're after anything. You never know when you're going to see it, what price you might get it for. So definitely some cool stuff from their pages. Trying to think. I guess I'm going to go. I'll show y'all some shirts real quick. So we had the Ruckus shirts from the Voodoo collab. We got the Stitch pattern. This was one of the 420 shirts from this year. You got the skunks, just like on the boards, nothing on the back. There was a print of this exactly what you see right there on the design, and I'll show that off in a minute. Another one of the 420 shirts, Strange Love. You got all the iconic designs. The hand with the apple, that's what I was saying earlier. That's on one of the boards, and they did a bunch of colors. The famous White Widow, Strawberry Cough, Cheech and Chong pair, Purple Skunk. And then on the back, the Grape Ape. This was another popular one. This was one of his newer designs from this year. So you had the Grape Ape on the back. I think the Grape Ape had its own shirt, and it also had some boards. Hopefully see a shoe coming soon from that. Not a new shirt, but new to me this year. Happy and blessed to pick this up. This is the Nike SB Grateful Dead collaboration, friends and family shirt. Rumored to only be 100 made. Got some cool designs on the sleeves. But yeah, really cool shirt. Glad to pick that up. Wear that with the Dunks now. Another little gem that's been hard to track down. Nike SB Concepts Christmas shirt. Fortunate to find one this year for a good price. Pick that up. Throw that on with the Dunks. And then this was another shirt from the Ruckus New Balance Voodoo collab. Nothing on the back of that one. What is that? Some fuzz. Some dancing skeletons. Fun stuff. Alright. I think the last thing I'm going to try to show off real quick. I know this is getting a little long. Just kind of wanted to shout out everybody this year. Shout out all the work and stuff. So I got some prints over here. Try to do this in a way where it's not going to mess them up. So first off, you have the Apple Princess. This is the second version, just like on the decks. And then there is a print of this version. I have it, but it's back home in New Orleans. So I do have both of those prints now. That was something I had to lock down. Really, really cool. Might have to put the camera, let me see. Give me 1 second, folks. So the event where I met Todd at, this was some of the work that he had there. That's just some stickers. So here's one. This is actually an artist proof of the regular version. So you get a lot more, abstract colors and stuff like that on there. It's just essentially it's a test run. It's a test print, test colors, things like that. But you'll get designs and things on top of it that aren't on the original. So like that's the test version. And then that's going to be the actual version. Let's see. And there you go. So that's going to be the actual print. This is actually a color variant of the actual print. So he did a lot of different versions for these. There was an original version that's just like regular color blue sky. Then there were a couple of color variants that are just specific colors. And then you have the test prints. So that was all done for that event with 303 boards. Get these covered back up real quick. And put this down one more time real quick. Oh, come on, man. All right, gotta open the box. Couple more gems up in here. All right, so this one is, if you've ever been to Denver's airport, really iconic sculpture, the Blucifer. Let's see, there we go. The Blucifer horse. This was one of the smaller prints that Todd had done for the event at 303. So he did about 15 or 16, I think, small ones of just random stuff. That was one of the random ones. This was actually a 420 drop that he did a bunch of artist proofs and limited editions and things like that. This is probably one of his rarest prints. The Red Hairs 420 2020, 13 out of 17. Really need to get these framed. It's just crazy how much it is to get things framed and custom framed. And then last but not least, I'm not going to open this one all the way up because y'all can easily tell what it is. That's going to be the skunk print that I had mentioned was from the shirt. And this was one really cool, really crazy, huge print. Absolutely huge. And this one actually had an edition out of 150 and then also had lettered editions A through Z. And the A through Z was the quote-unquote artist proofs. So it doesn't say AP on it for artist proof, but you got his signature. You got the Z number, lettering, whatever. And that's that. That's the prints. So it was I picked up that one. These three, because you had the two versions. That one, the Blucifer, and the Red Hairs. Man, I'm tired. That was super exhausting. I don't know how these people do all these unboxings and box back up and crazy displays and all this stuff, man. I tell you, this stuff is tiring. It's absolutely tiring. But yeah, man, that's my year. Anybody that hopped in, listened to me ramble, appreciate you. Seriously, much love. I've got such a love for this community and the people in it. It's just such an awesome place. If you don't add the toxicness to it, just
go with it, be happy, enjoy what you pick up, go after what you love the most, and just, you never know what it's going to turn into. I mean, like I said, man, I've been doing this for maybe 5 years. I am by no means like an OG sneakerhead. I'm trying. I definitely want to learn. I want to give respect to the old stuff, but I just have such an appreciation of the new stuff that I do it because I love it, and that's just that. So, yeah, man, that's about it. That's all I really got. Pretty sure I went through everything. So, I'm really fortunate. I'm really blessed. I'm really grateful for everything this year, all the pickups, all the stories, all the memories, all the experiences. So, it's going to be hard for 2024 to top this, but I'm all here for it if that's what's going to happen. So, here's to the future. Here's to, being a sneakerhead, doing what I love, showing love and appreciation to these companies, these people, these brands, these artists, everybody that is involved with this stuff and takes their time to do stuff for the sneaker community. It's just all love, man. It's all love, and it's appreciated. And I know I'm just one person, but I hope that me as one person can show y'all how much appreciation and how much, love there is for this industry, and how much I want to see these people succeed and continue to do what they do in all aspects, not just the shoes, whether it's they're doing clothing or they're doing this event, this release, this project with this charity for, this and that. There's just so much to get involved with. So don't sit there and be bitter and hate and worry about what you don't have, because there's so much you can have and so much you can be involved with. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Chop signing out for 2023. Can't wait to rock with y'all in 2024. See what kind of fun stuff happens. Once again, I hope everybody has an amazing New Year's Eve night, whether you're partying, going crazy, or whether you're sitting at home watching TV. Take this time to just reflect and be appreciative and think about what you're looking forward to for next year. If you have goals, if there's certain achievements you want to hit financially, health-wise, relationship-wise, whatever it is that you want, manifest it, be positive, speak positivity into existence, and just the more you are positive and give back around you, the more you'll see come back to you. So that's all I got. Happy New Year's, happy 2023, happy 2024. Let's go kill this year. I'm here with it. I'm here with y'all. It's your boy Chop signing out. Happy New Year. Much love.